The day we met a sweet gray tabby cat named Baxter was, what we can only imagine, a very scary day for him. Alone, injured, afraid, and stranded on the side of the road, unable to walk, Baxter desperately needed help.
I'm Kelsey Krager and I live in Greeley. Heading back home, back up to Greeley, on County Road 19 at a stop sign, waiting to go straight across Highway 66, and happened to look over to the side and saw just what looked to be like a cat just sitting, or not even sitting, laying on his side with his back faced towards the road, right next to the stop sign. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know. Something just told me to go check on him. I pulled over into Miller Farms and saw him, and he was still breathing, and he looked at me and meowed, and I was like, oh goodness, this poor guy. I don't think he can move, or else he would probably run away from me, you know? So I scooped him up and just put him in my passenger seat. I sat there for a second and was just petting him, and he started purring, and I was like, oh, poor guy. And the only Humane Society I knew of that was kind of on my way up here was Humane, and I was like, I'll try them first. So I drove straight from there up here. Well, that's the first noise he's made since.
Animal care came running back and said, this cat's got broken legs, multiple, and we went up. Vet services went up and brought him back to the clinic, and we took a look, and he did indeed have 2 broken front legs. So we did go ahead and sedate him, take some x-rays, and he had broken both humeruses, or humeri, which is the upper bone in your arm. I've been fortunate that I've done shelter medicine for a really, really long time, before there were orthopedic specialists around. So I got to play around a lot doing orthopedics and I learned how to use pins to fix fractures. So I was like, these are perfect. I can pin these in a heartbeat. I took him to surgery and got a pin into each leg.
After receiving exceptional care from our veterinary services team, Baxter needed time to heal and recover. One of our foster care volunteers answered the call and lovingly welcomed him home.
When we first got him, he was very unstable. We had no stability on those front 2 legs, so we had to set up a kennel, keep him inside of it, keep the area kind of secluded from everyone else so he wouldn't get overstimulated. But he healed so quickly. But about week 3, we started letting him kind of wander and look around. Then we had to really keep him in a kennel when we weren't watching him because he wanted to jump on everything. His left leg is a bit wonky and probably always will be. He's got a pretty nasty scar on this arm. We thought, well, you know what, let's give this little guy a place to heal and get better. And he has, and he's just thrived.
And your husband has grown an affinity with Baxter.
Gosh, he has. So It was week 2 and he was like, can we keep him? Whenever you take care of them and you watch them heal and grow, you just kind of fall in love and you want them to have the best home possible.
So he was in foster for about 6 weeks. We took 1 x-ray. Everything was healing well. I left the pins in a little bit longer. Took another x-ray another couple weeks. So it took about 8 weeks altogether. But he came in that day to have the pins out. We did sedate him, of course, because I have to make a little incision. Once he woke up from anesthesia, I could tell that he seemed relieved they were gone. He was walking more freely and just seemed more comfortable after they were out. It was a total win.
With a clean bill of health, Baxter was ready for his forever home, and he didn't have to wait long. June and her husband decided they were the best home for Baxter and officially adopted him immediately after his pin removal surgery. At NOCO Humane, we are dedicated to providing second chances to homeless and vulnerable animals. We have Kelsey, June, and her family, and the caring staff at NOCO Humane to thank for giving Baxter his second chance.